And like when you hear the story of like Hannibal, for instance, Hannibal was part of bartenders, and then he left, but they met Hannibal already doing planche push-ups, already doing the human flag, you know. So could you really say he came from one of those two systems? I don't think so.
Nice.
And Rough Riders, you know.
Got it.
So I feel like they're definitely impactful figures, and a lot of people did come from their system. But to say everyone came from those two systems is a reach.
هذا حد العالم، هذا طالب، هذا راسخ وإلى آخره.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh to all the RipRightHD disciples, YouTubers and viewers. Welcome back to a new video on RipRightHD, and today I got Ed, CEO and founder of BarStarzz. If you don't know him, then it is a problem, man.
Appreciate that.
Worldwide. So today we're just gonna do a little bit of bar history. So go ahead and introduce yourself and let us know how long you've been doing calisthenics and when did you come about with the whole idea of BarStarzz.
All right, so my name's 𝐁𝐄𝐂𝐎𝐌𝐄. I started BarStarzz in 2009. And I started doing calisthenics when I was a kid. So I have an older brother. He was like a bodybuilder, and he did football. And he would always work on the house after hitting the weights. And at that time, like, this is like probably early 2000s, 90s, you can't afford a gym. It was like Bally Total Fitness. It was like $60, $70 a month. The predator contracts that you have to like cancel like 6 months ahead or something. So my brother was like, yo, just do push-ups at home. So I'm like 10, 11, hitting the push-ups. It's something that stuck with me all the way till I was like 15, 16. Then went to Spofford for a little bit. And then right there I started meeting people that was like, yo, do these like
Archer.
Yeah, archer push-ups, or like they'll be able to do the cross. So like you go down and back. And I was like, yo, this is mad cool. And it's like, yo, somewhere you can work out with just your body weight, because there ain't no weights in there. So I did a lot of diamond push-ups. They had the pull-up bar in the gym. And I seen someone hit like the archers and stuff like basic. But this was crazy back in like 2004.
Exactly.
Like that was freestyle. Like it was like, oh, you do fancy if you do that. So fast forward, 2009 come. I meet up with my friends from high school. His name is John, and his boy named Tony. And they start hitting the gym because they knew I work out. So we hit the gym, and they always start with pull-ups. And I was like, yo, why you guys always start with pull-ups? They're like, oh, we want to do this cool that we seen on the internet. So they were like, oh, he goes up and go like that. And I already knew what it was. I was like, oh, typewriters, I can do that. So I go up, go side to side. They're like, oh, they do that. And they were telling me about bartenders.
Yes.
So I'm like, oh, shit. But at that time, I didn't have a computer, so the internet was out, but it wasn't like today where you have smartphones
Exactly,
and shit.
it was everywhere.
So it wasn't accessible to me. So I kept hearing about it third party through my friends. And then one day I'm at their house, they showed me this is 50. And it was a bartender's video when they got ripped from Sub-Zero. Giant Beast, Metaphysics, Prophecy Workout.
Yeah.
And they going ham, and I'm like, holy shit. So I thought I was nice. So at my gym, I was like, I'm killing everybody. Because there'll be people in there that, again, do L-sit pull-ups, side to side. I was like, I could do all that. L-sit, side to side. I already seen a muscle up, but I wasn't able to do it. I seen someone do it in the yard. I was like, I'm gonna try to do a muscle, I couldn't. And they're like, how you do it? Just go up. Couldn't do it. So I gave up on that. But I never seen it again after, until that video. And I'm like, holy shit, I'm doing this on a pull-up bar. So I was just like, yo, now I understood why my friends wanted to practice it so much. So now that gave me the same job as them. So I'm like, yo, we gotta get the muscle up. So long story short, we got into it way more. And then in 2009, I was like, yo, I should start my own crew to represent Uptown, you know? Because I started seeing these videos of like, not just bartenders, but Beast Mode, Highlanders, Barbarians. And they'll do this meetup in TSP. And I was like, yo, that's so dope that they got all these little crews, like it's like underground shit. That's sick. So I was like, yo, I gotta make my own.
That's a fact.
So I made BarStarzz, and I bought a little camera. I showed myself how to edit and make videos, and I just started doing that ever since.
Ever since.
Yeah. I stayed on it, yeah.
All right. So, have you ever like been to one of those events that they have like back then before you got your team, or did you wait till you got your team to actually? Oh, so you.
So no. To stop. Yeah. So I didn't. So we made the team. I probably sent out an email to bartenders. They didn't respond. This was like when I was like 18, you know. So I made BarStarzz around 2021, and then I was like, all right. and then make my own squad. And they wasn't public with where to go, you know? Like, I didn't know where TSP was. I just seen what it looked like. It wasn't like Highlanders or Beast Mode said, hey, you know, we're meeting up this Sunday. It was like a video. It was like if you knew, I guess, they knew. You had to ask them. I don't know how they structured it. But it looked like everyone knew each other. So I wasn't part of that circle to get there. So I just admired from afar on YouTube. So the first time I met anyone from the calisthenics community, his name was Hero from Bronx Bartenders. They took down their channel, which is a shame because it was so inspirational. But he used to train at Planet Fitness on 225th, and John used to go there. So they linked up and they started working out together. And they're like, oh yeah, come through, we could all meet up. So I linked up with the Bronx Bartenders. I think it was Jefferson Park in Harlem, and we did a little workout. Then the second time after that was MBXA. No, Long Island tournament, Bing Un.
Nice.
I competed in there, yeah.
Okay, so right now, speaking, how many BarStarzz you think that you have that's active? Maybe around the neighborhood, or because you're worldwide.
Yeah, it's too hard to say.
It's too hard.
I don't even keep a roster.
Yeah, you don't even keep a roster.
Yeah,
so, yeah, because I see you got a lot of videos up. And yo, once again, shout out to BarStarzz, man. We talking about, he took it to another level, especially when it comes to the internet. You understand what I'm saying? So, what do you think it is that, as far as teams is concerned, a lot of us are, you know, into beefing, right? With either people on your team, people opposed from your team, but yet still, we haven't made this into a multi-billion-dollar company, like, you know, because it's coming from us.
Yeah.
What do you think that the issue is? Why we can't actually do what, you know, other people are doing?
Yeah, I think a lot of it is ego, and yeah, ego is part of it for sure, and structure. You know, you gotta be like somewhat organized and be like, yo, how can we do this? And understand that, you know, I feel like a lot of bickering happens, and it's like, yo, we're like this big in the fitness community.
Exactly.
You know, like you don't see these professional bodies built. They bicker, but I feel like percentage-wise, calisthenics sometimes be like 50% bickering. Whereas bodybuilding is like, you know, maybe this bodybuilder got beef with him, but you don't know that bodybuilder for beefing. You know him for like whatever he's doing. You know this person for whatever he's doing. I feel like calisthenics, you start to put your identity with beefing, you know? And I think that's never good.
Yeah, so before we leave, man, like people like me coming up in the game, and you know, people trying to start YouTube, like what kind of words of inspiration do you have, like, for those people coming up?
Stay consistent and stay aggressive. You know, like I feel like a mistake I made in my life is I got comfortable. Always act like you're starving, like you don't got $1. Act like you it's day one. Always. 2 years from now, day one. 3 years from now, day one. Always make the videos, always make them better, and always feel like, yo, it's day one.
Nice. Yo, we appreciate y'all, man. Make sure y'all go. The link's gonna be in the description. Subscribe to BarStarzz, man, and follow so y'all can see exactly the footage and the length of time that he's been in the game and the history that he's leaving behind, man. Shout out to Ed and BarStarzz.
I appreciate you, man.
Okay, so we back. So we want to find out, Ed, what is your Mount Rushmore, like your top 3, top 4 people in calisthenics, and whether it's motivation, inspiration, or how you know?
I think on cultural impact, I'm gonna have to put Giant up there. I feel like when he organized bartenders and the way he did the multimedia, the fact that you was able to hear about calisthenics and be like, holy shit, I feel like Giant and a lot of the original bartenders played a role in there. Then Hannibal for King, just because that video went out raw.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
That went out raw.
He's on my Mount Rushmore, without a doubt.
It was like no editing, like it was just like someone was holding the phone and then, you know, just not even talking, just straight skill and like physique. People, it went crazy. After that, I think you got to mention Iborn and the Rough Riders. So Iborn and like Giant, they stick out from their squads. But I don't want to, you know, downplay whatever the people in the background did because I just don't know the personal story. You know?
Exactly.
So like when I see Giant and bartenders, I'm like, holy this is crazy, you know. But I think I want to credit like everyone that was there. Same thing with the Rough Riders. So Iborn stuck out the most with the behind the neck and the, you know. But it was the whole DVD was dope and it, I'm sure inspired a whole bunch of people. And then it's a big Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, it's a big Mount Rushmore.
The first like YouTubers, Highlanders, Barbarians, and Beast Mode. When I seen their meetups, I feel like that played a good follow-up to when I learned about the bartenders. So like you learn about the bartenders, but then it kind of like that was it. Like you see the video every couple months. Whereas I feel like these individual crews was able to make videos on a regular and keep like that motivation up. Like, oh shit, there's different people doing that here in Queens, different people doing that here in Brooklyn.
Okay. So I put up a series of bar history videos you're familiar with. So how do you feel about, you know, the calisthenic teams coming from these two teams? How did you look at it? And then I'll tell you how I looked at it. Like the statements that were made.
It was so many statements.
So
I guess
statements.
the most popular statement is that everyone came for these two systems. I don't agree with that. Just because, like I said earlier, Giant. When I first discovered Giant, it was the bartenders. I didn't know Giant by name for a little bit after. I knew him by face. I know him as the one that was talking the most. But the other people in the videos were grown men. So it's like, the Giant train these grown men. It's metaphysics, prophecy, workout. They was all like in their late 20s, 30s. These are grown ass men. So it's possible that Giant trained them, but I don't think so. And like when you hear the story of like Hannibal, for instance, Hannibal was part of bartenders, and then he left. But they met Hannibal already doing planche push-ups, already doing the human flag. So could you really say he came from one of those two systems? I don't think so.
Nice.
And Rough Riders,
Got it.
So I feel like they're definitely impactful figures, and a lot of people did come from their system. But to say everyone came from those two systems is a reach.
Yes.
I think these people deserve respect, but if you keep it in the realm of facts, I don't think they came from these two systems.
So as far as the two systems is concerned, I'm not familiar. Like I said, I've been in the calisthenics game for a little over a year, right? Out here. So as far as the statement of I-Born coming out, and then a year and a half later, bartenders, and then you find out, or I find out, and it's 10 of us working out for the last 5 years, and then we say we've been working out 5-10 years before this team came out. Why don't we just go ahead and put a team together? So would you agree in that sense that from them two teams, once other teams that been teams but no names realize, oh, they put a name on a team?
Got it. So you're
okay. Do you agree with that statement?
I think two things. I think you moved it a little bit, because I don't think that's what they meant.
Yeah.
I think they meant like actual workout thing.
Oh, you did.
That's how I took it.
Oh yeah. Okay.
But if you meant like just like organizing, I'd say, woo, that's definitely more real. That's definitely more plausible, because I've never heard of workout teams. I mean, on the yard, people have like workout squads, but
actually put a name
with
it.
shirts. I think bartenders might have been the first I've seen.
The first you've
seen.
seen.
So I think if you structure the statement like that, for sure. I think that's more realistic.
Yeah. No, because he did mention about the two systems and beast mode and barbarian.
Leading up to it, he was talking about workouts,
Yeah.
So it was like,
that's true. That's true as well.
That's how I took it. I took it as if, if you did any calisthenics, you learned it from them.
Yeah, because a lot of people was saying that, we think Giant is saying, or Giant sound like he's saying he's created pull-ups. And I'm like, I didn't get that.
I also think that's a reach that people, like hating people, do. Obviously he never mean that. I feel like that's definitely,
Yeah.
I think he comments on like the freestyle and the evolution of that segment.
And that's what
which is unique to New York. I agree.
Exactly.
100%.
So when I was looking, I was like, okay, so who did the toe touch before Giant? If you can, did he create that? Now, so when he says system, it might be a reach too, as you said, or not. But when I see dudes doing progressive movements and things like that, and he's saying, I created this move. Beast created this move. There was nobody doing this move before me or before, then that's a little different. So it's definitely a lot of statements. But
what's your opinion on like Hannibal doing the planche push-ups on the dip bar?
Man, listen.
Do you think someone showed him that?
Nah. Listen.
Yeah. So I think we agreed.
Yeah, without a doubt. Because I'm not gonna lie. When the first time I seen Hannibal, I was like, you understand what I'm saying?
I think everyone at the time. I think if people say no, it's like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
This dude's working out in the park doing amazing looking like a monster.
Exactly. Yeah. So shout out to Hannibal. Shout out to Zeph, Barbarians. Shout out to all of the teams out there. Beast. Definitely Giant. Without a doubt, that's my bro. So when we come here and we do these interviews, what we looking for is truth from your lens, what you seen, your history. We not following we following the truth, and we get into the bottom of bar history, trying to alleviate the bickering, the beefing, and the fussing, and unite. Could you imagine if New York came together as one calisthenics?
A lot of people have been hoping that for a couple years now.
We would take over.
I think so, yeah. I think, yeah.
We. All right, man. I appreciate it. Stay
Peace.
tuned. Yo.
Indeed, in the body, literal translation, is a lump of flesh, a piece of meat. إِذَا صَلَحَتْ صَلَحَ الْجَسَدُ كُلُّهُ. And when that lump of flesh